There are some trips in life that you can think of, dream of, plan for, and then there are others that just need to happen to you. We came to Germany to be a part of the MaxlRain Motor Festival, which is a 3-day celebration of motorcycling that happens on the outskirts of Munich. People come down from all over Europe, different parts of the world, and for us, it was an opportunity to experience European motorcycling culture. What we didn't know is that Triumph would give us 2 beautiful motorcycles and say, hey, why don't you ride these back to our showroom? But since they didn't specifically tell us when we need to return the bikes, we decided to set off and find the long way back to Munich. I should probably start this story with an introduction. I'm Rohit. Over here I go by the name Toll-Free Traveler, and I went through my midlife crisis pretty early in life. At age 27, I gave up my job in corporate law to indulge a curiosity, to know what it might be like to truly feel alive. Today, I ride two-wheelers of all shapes and sizes in different parts of the world, looking for new experiences, adventures, and making new friends along the way. Speaking of friends, this moving object in front of me is Sid. Sid, are you up?
Yeah, you woke me up by speaking.
Oi. Let's introduce you guys to Sid. Invasion of privacy.
Not the best way to introduce somebody.
Sid's life has been quite a story too. He ditched his fancy job to start a company that, like him, has only one primary purpose in life: to be cool. It clearly worked because Trip Machine products are now sold all over the world, and when he's not busy building his empire, we go out and ride motorcycles together. Now some of you might be wondering, why Europe? And the answer to that is manifestation. On a ride in southern India earlier this year, we sat outside an abandoned pump room in the middle of a field discussing life and its mysteries. One of the things that came up was to do a trip together on our respective Triumph Bonnevilles, and one of us might have said out aloud, imagine if we did that in Europe. Clearly, the universe was listening. So we're just trying to set up for navigation for day 1, avoid tolls, avoid motorways. Hopefully that does 2 things. 1 is we remain toll-free in Europe. 2 is we don't have the requirement to buy vignettes or something like that. It's called vignette or something like that when we go into different countries. As long as we're avoiding the tolls, we should be okay.
3, it also makes the ride a lot better.
Yes. Making the ride better. That, in a nutshell, was all that mattered. This would not be a greatest hits kind of trip, but rather one of misses. What I mean is that we had no intention of going to any tourist hotspots or bucket list destinations, but rather the places that are easily missed. I'd love to tell you that we'd carefully researched offbeat places to visit, but the truth is that we did no such thing. The night before we started, we came up with the idea to do a loop across 4 countries. Ride east to Austria, south to Slovenia, west to Italy, and then back north to Munich in Germany. Beyond that, our navigation and route planning was largely done by placing a finger on the map, finding a nearby town with a name that neither of us had heard before. And that's just about it. First fuel stop. Now we have the task of figuring out how a German fuel pump works. E5, super E5, that should be the fuel that we need. I think it'll fill first. Okay.
Is connected?
All connected.
Thank you, my friend.
Now you just gotta get in your helmet, Say hello, hello, check, check, check.
And now the world is yellow.
Now the world is yellow.
That's hot, yeah.
It's very hot, but it's good. The sun has come out. Being in a new part of the world on these brand new bikes, day one was really about getting a feel for where we were. Figuring out riding on the right-wrong side of the road and getting used to the incredible power from these 1200cc motorcycles. Look at this. Just parked up at the hotel that we booked here in Austria. Don't know how to pronounce the name, but it looks like we have a self.
Believe family thing. Welcome to my family. Told me.
I hope we.
Unfortunately, I could not wait anymore to welcome you because I had to leave too early.
Summer days are a precious commodity in Europe, and most people have a pretty singular agenda. Make the most of every moment of sunshine. That was a wagon that we were happy to latch on to. Where do you even look? This is where we came from. This is where we're going. It's beautiful in every direction. Does your camera work, Sid? Ooh. It works. Oh yeah, you don't have a screen in front, no?
But it's working.
It's working.
Yeah. I blew up the screen.
Man, people are flying in the sky. All the motorcycles are out. The bicycles are out. Summer days in Europe is something else, huh? So, completely by accident, we've stumbled upon a route that is clearly very popular with motorcyclists. We've sort of been following the speed limit and going up. But lots and lots of bikes having a whale of a time. I don't know what this road is called.
I don't think we should know.
Yeah.
Because when you do, your expectations from that road increase, you know.
I think that's true.
And one of the reasons why we are having so much fun is because we are not expecting anything. Everyone tells us you should go there and you should go there.
Yeah, lots of recommendations and places to go, but it's hard to do everything. It's hard to do anything for that matter, and it's hard to get anything wrong, more importantly, because the views are so great. I don't even know half the motorcycles that are going by. That's a BMW, no? That's a K1600 or 1300.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. But the point that I was trying to make is that when you follow so many recommendations, right, you're going there to see something and you know what you're going to see and exactly how it is because you've seen a billion pictures around it. When you don't know where you are heading, just that you're heading to Slovenia, and then you're like, wow, what is this? And what is this? Like that bridge on top.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah. No, even this spot, like such a nice place to park up. One of the things you don't get over here is places to park up. Look at the mountains behind, man.
And we don't know what's it called. It's probably very popular.
Yeah, it's probably something that we should know, but mountains, beautiful forest. Oh, here there's a signboard. It says Obertauern. I assume that's where we are. If you had only 3 seconds of recording left, what is it that you would say to the world to be remembered by?
Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao. So we just came through that tunnel, and somewhere in the middle of that tunnel was the border crossing between Austria and Slovenia. Technically, we are now in Slovenia. We stopped to have a cup of coffee. Prices are like half the price of Austria already. I don't think the transition from country to country in terms of landscape is very drastic immediately, but slowly you start noticing differences. Come on, Mr. Sid Machine, let's go. Okay, clear from the tunnel, we can go. To be entirely honest, when we first sort of came up with this idea, it reminded me of the typical tours that are organized from India, 15 countries in 15 days, complete chaos, too many things happening, something that I swore I would never do. But a few things worked in our favor. The first being that we were already in the south of Germany and very close to the borders with Austria, Italy, and close enough to Slovenia. The other thing, of course, is that we set a few important ground rules. The primary one being that we would not ride more than 300 kilometers in a day. We should spend a significant part of the day riding, but enough time in the evenings wherever we get to, and also to be able to spend the morning, enjoy the place, and then get on the road, enjoy the ride. We didn't just want to go from one place to the other. We wanted to experience the variety, but we'd also like to try local food, experience local markets, do a few things so that it's more than just ticking numbers off a bucket list. Oh, this is nice, Sid. Come on. Quintessential Italian fuel stop experiences.
Yeah. So one thing in Italy is these bars
Yeah.
will always serve alcohol.
Yeah,
and
man.
they'll always serve croissants. That'll be really nice.
But this is the pistachio croissant.
yeah, always pistachio croissants.
It's like a thing of beauty. Look at that. Oh, and it has like some caramel something inside, no? It's a stuffed pistachio croissant.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Just like that, we're at the last day of this trip. We're leaving from Italy. We go back through Austria into Germany, and even though I really don't want to, I think it's almost time to return these motorcycles. Riding in India, with every year, it's getting a little bit more unsafe. There's that little moment every day when something happens when you're like, oh man, that was a close shave. Here, fortunately, touch wood, so far that hasn't happened. Every day is actually enjoyable. And riding these motorcycles, man, in this place, a lot of GS guys have been checking out our bikes.
Yeah, it's just got a lot of attention from people, even though, because I think they're also familiar with the brand.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people ride these retro motorcycles. They're all riding
I've seen the Daytona, street triples, lots of Triumphs on the road, but not so many of the Bonnies and Scramblers, not as many as I'd expected. They've been getting a lot of attention. People come and check them out, and it makes sense because, at least for the kind of riding we've been doing, you're on tarmac for the most part, barely any gravel. You can choose to go on gravel, you can choose to ride the Trans-Euro Trail, but if you're not doing that kind of stuff, these are the bikes that I think you'd really enjoy. They're so beautiful, and Italian roads especially, it's like they could make the road straight, but they don't. We know where we need to get to eventually, but I really don't want to get there. Let's get going. There were 3 things that I really think made this trip work for us. The right company, being on fantastic motorcycles, and very critically, just going with the flow. Riding with a friend who has similar priorities makes a world of a difference. Yeah, perfect. Both Sid and I enjoy slow travel experiences with very little in terms of an overall agenda. Because we were testing Trip Machine's newest CEAA certified denim riding jackets, we even had matching jackets on our trip. If that isn't a sign of true friendship, I don't know what is. Riding the right motorcycles made every day on the saddle entirely worth it. The 1200cc Triumphs were a perfect fit for these smooth and winding roads. Relaxed and easygoing to cruise on, but always ready to deliver oodles of power whenever we needed it. And the biggest benefit of not having a plan that was set in stone meant that our routes were always up for modification. The beauty of this part of the world for me is not on its fast highways. If someone told us about a narrow road that winds through the mountains, we took it. If we found a route that promised to flow along the banks of a river, we took it. If we spotted a lake on the map, we went in its direction. And if we stumbled across a signboard with an intriguing name, well, that's where we went. The best riding experiences in Europe are often hidden in plain sight. All you need to do is just take that detour.
This is gorgeous. Oh my god.
So we just stopped off at the hotel, unloaded the luggage off the bikes, dropped it off, and now it's time to go return these motorcycles to their rightful owner. Bittersweet, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, instead of feeling sad about what's happening now, I think very soon I'll be thinking about just how lucky we've been to be able to do this. We don't have much time, and thank you to Christoph and Christian for coming out on a Sunday to pick up the motorcycles. We didn't realize we were coming back to Munich on a Sunday, and obviously most things in Germany are closed, but they've been kind enough to say, okay, you can come and drop off the bikes, pick up your bags even on a Sunday. Really appreciate it. We're bringing these babies back to you right now.
What is this place? Like, what would you choose over here? This is Triumph. This Triumph. Yeah. Awesome. This was so much fun. Oh, it was so amazing. I have a Bonnie back home, but riding it on these roads, oh man, it was so amazing. So much fun. Yeah. How have you been?